Hello, I'm reasonably well today. I'm washed, hair done, dressed. I've managed to drive myself to Penn Psychiatric Hospital for one of my regular checkups, so I am functioning well. I thought it would be a good time to do a little recording, little video recording, but I promise you I'll do one on one of those days when I don't function at all well, so you can see the difference. The last video recording I did was in January 2008. And when I look at the video, when I listen to what I said, I'm struck by two powerful thoughts that appear to be completely incompatible. Excuse me. The first one is, my God, nothing has changed. I'm still in the same place. And the other one is the total opposite. I can't believe how much has changed. So how can I reconcile that bipolar tendency of mine to hold two apparently conflicting views? Well, nothing has changed in the way that, my illness is still here. When originally I thought of being recovered or recovery, I imagined a place where my illness would no longer be in my life. That's not happened. And I dare say it won't happen in a way that I had originally thought of. It's still very much here, and I still have to deal with it on a daily basis. So nothing has changed there. Since my illness faced me 5 years ago, after 30 years of my not wanting to face it, it's been very, very present indeed. Other thing that hasn't changed is that I'm still not working quote unquote in a way that I've always done all my adult life, because I'm too unreliable. Never know quite what I'm going to be like from one day to the next. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to be like when I wake up first thing in the morning. And by the way, my body feels, that's the thing, my body feels. I know whether it's going to be a low day or a sort of a more pleasant day, or whether I am going to be agitated or not, as the case may be. So nothing much has changed there either. And the third thing that hasn't changed at all is that I'm still 3 stone overweight. And as you can see, it's still there. I'm not showing you the rest because it might put you off whatever it is that you're doing at the moment. But yes, it's still there. And I've tried every trick in the book, and this time it's staying put. Medication is keeping it firmly attached to my little bod, which is now quite a big bod. I don't mind the cosmetic aspect too much. I must admit it is uncomfortable. There's no doubt about that at all. So what has changed? I think what has changed more dramatically than anything else is my relationship with my illness. As I've just said, I spent 30 years trying to kill it and get rid of it. And I don't do that anymore. In fact, I've observed that 30 years of trying to kill it really only led it to it trying to kill me. So that didn't work. So I chose to take a different tack. And I've decided, if you will, and I'm living it on a daily basis, to make friends with my illness, to understand it better, and to see whether together we cannot transform this thing, or we can transform this thing into a power for good. And I do now treat it, my batty, as I call my bipolar disorder, as a blessing, and I never thought I would hear that coming from me. Why is it a blessing? Because it has taken me to places that I would never have been to. It has enabled me to experience a way of being alive in this body that I would never have experienced without it. And these experiences are precious. If I think, for example, of fear, well, I always knew, as the good coach that I was, that fear is false expectation appearing real. Having said that, it's quite a different thing to actually come to the core within you, to that place where there is nothing else but you and the big world, since we're one and the same, and to actually see that there is no darkness there, that there is in fact a light that's been switched off temporarily. So to have experienced that, to have gone to the core of me and to the edge of me, and to realize that, in fact, that's the world as such as experience it, it's had a profound effect on me. So that has changed my attitude, for want of a better word, towards that illness, and my behavior towards it as well. And the other thing that has changed is that it has given me a new purpose, because I see, obviously in the last 5 years, I have seen and I still see a lot of mental illness, not just in sufferers, but in people who love people who have a mental illness, in carers, either personal or professional, who care for somebody with a mental illness. And what I have seen has both horrified me and delighted me and surprised me in ways that I didn't think were possible in that environment. So I want to contribute to that. I want to build on that. I want to play my part in building something positive, uplifting, encouraging, acknowledging, fun, for everybody who is in some ways touched by a mental illness. So this is my little purpose, and I'm taking it one little step at a time. Sometimes one step forward, 3 steps backwards, but I'm used to that by now. Therefore, we'll see, what happened next. Have a look at the new website, The Bipolar Girl. Have a look at the little e-books. Have a look at some of the presentations that I'm started to do publicly. Simply give me some feedback. Tell me what you think. Pass them on to somebody whom you think they can help. I really look forward to having you with me, really, albeit in electronic form, because let's face it, mental illness may only touch about 30% of the population at the moment. It's due to increase, but mental health is for everyone, and that means you too. So this is my blessing to you. May you find your way back to laughter from wherever you are. May you find your way back to love, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take good care now. Bye.